So, good evening, everyone. This is Shyamraj, a student of class 12, and your host for today's event. So, today we are here to discuss one of the major social evils, that is discrimination. And for that, we have a very reputed counselor of SL Public School, Ms. Shweta Sharma. So, ma'am, a very warm welcome to you, and thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you, Shivam, for inviting me for this interview. I'm really glad that we are going to talk about such important topic on discrimination.
So, can we start, ma'am?
Yeah, definitely.
So let us start by understanding the term discrimination. So I think, like in my words, discrimination is like treating someone unfairly or differently of just because they possess some certain traits. So you is, in your words, what is discrimination?
Well, discrimination, the worldly meaning of discrimination, we can say that unfair treatment of certain kind of people or member of certain kind of group, which having certain, this like you describe, which those who having certain kind of traits and qualities or, some other parameters or to making unjustified distinction of a member of any group. So we can define discrimination in many words because there are many kind of discriminations. It's not a one thing that it is there only one part of the society. No, it is everywhere. Generally, we are facing a gender discrimination. That's a most important part of discrimination. Apart from that, there are more other discriminations are also like language discrimination, like ageism is there, and racism is there, religion based discrimination is there, and disability based discrimination is also there. So our society is totally bounded with these kind of prejudices and stereotypes. So we it is actually connected to stereotypes also. So we can say, in my words, like unfairly treatment to a group of person or group of people, that is discrimination.
So what do you think? Like, what is the root cause of this?
Yeah, there are many causes that belongs to discrimination. Like the first and very important is discrimination is actually a learned behavior. It's not, there is no biological basis over there. So a child, when he or she experience a lot of discrimination in their life, or they in their childhood, a small or young child just feel or experience uh, uh, certain kind of behavior in their life, or they imitate their parents, whatever their parents used to say, dear, don't do this thing, don't talk to such child, they are not they don't belong to our community, don't go there because you are a girl or you are a boy, you cannot go after 7 in night, right? So the parents actually used to behave certain in a certain manner. That's why a child imitate that thing, and it passes from one generation to another generation. This is how we learn. And when a parent reward that, so it basically to get approval or praise for a certain kind of behavior, children used to do, okay, I will not talk to such child. I will, if she or he is my friend, so I'm not going to talk to, because if he or she belong to another community or another race. So that's why this is how it passes from one generation to another generation. Another is the reason is the mass media and of course social media, the impact of social media where we are learning. Though the things are changing after this technology advancement, but still the root problem is still there of discrimination.
So, ma'am, have you ever been discriminated or treated differently or just by someone just because of your gender or any other basis?
Yeah, Shivam, that's true. I was also, on the first was the reason, on the basis of gender discrimination, I was discriminated by my parents as I was learning classical dance. And where I used to go, the place, it was based on a proper community. So my parents used to say, you cannot go because timings are late, and already you have learned a lot many years. Now stop learning. So that was the time when I really felt bad. Why I cannot go? My elder brother can go there or anywhere. There is no restriction for him, but why can't I? So at that time, my first experience was very harsh experience at that time. But still, there was certain reason for my parents, they having their own reasons for that. So but still I learned. I'm By the grace of God, I got opportunity to connect it with another guru, and later on in my life I learned again classical dance.
So, ma'am, I think that the worst situation is when someone is discriminated just because they speak some certain language. Like people think that those who does not speak English is not literate, they are illiterate, they are not qualified. So, what are your views about this?
Yes, yes, that's true. This is again another point where people used to judge other person, that how he or she looks like, what they are wearing, how are they speaking. If they are speaking in English, means they are educated or well literate person. If they are not, so means they belong to some migrated people or belong to some other city and some other village. So even many time I have seen people used to categorize certain people, और उनके कुछ कुछ नाम भी दिए जाते हैं इस तरह से, जो अगर आप those who are not able to speak properly in a particular language. So language is not a issue here, that our society made again. This is made by our society. So basically person can should express him or herself properly. वो क्या बोल रहा है, किस बारे में बोल रहा है, और एक एक बच्चे की जो नेटिव लैंग्वेज होती है, चाहे वो तमिल है, चाहे वो कन्नड़ है, या फिर हिंदी है, हिंदी भाषा है, वो लैंग्वेज वो 20-23 साल अच्छे से वो सीखता है, और उसके बाद में अगेन इन अ लर्निंग प्रोसेस ही इज लर्निंग सम न्यू लैंग्वेजेस आल्सो. So we should not bias by these things, because language issues actually is there in our society. And that also I have seen some in my experiences also I have seen किस तरह से लोगों को कैटेगराइज किया जाता है, कि अगर वो लैंग्वेज नहीं बोल रहा मीन्स दे आर एलएस और एचएस, belongs to certain kind of status. So
Yes, ma'am.
uh, being in a society, we should live like a proper a good human being. We should need to learn how to transform ourselves in a better version. This should be motto
Yeah,
of
ma'am.
the language. Yeah.
So, ma'am, as a counselor, have you ever come across any case in school or in your society where someone is being discriminated, and due to just because of just being discriminated, they are suffering from several mental disorders such as anxiety, depression, or any other thing?
Yes, definitely, Shivam. I've seen many cases related to discrimination. Especially, um, there was a girl. She was discriminated by her parents, and only because of the gender discrimination. She cannot meet to her friend, and she cannot move out, hang out with her friends. And उसके जो ब्रदर थे उनको परमिशन मिली हुई थी, तो शी वाज टोटली इन chaos situation. She was like very in a depressive situation. She used to share her things to me, and then we by and by gel up her with the situation, and we counsel her as well as her parents also, and then we got a proper solution, and she actually got proper a good solution for that problem. Otherwise, there was another case that I want to share. There was a disabled student. He was slow learner, and he was not allowed to do anything. We were arranging a kind of book fair in a school, and because he was slow learner, so teacher used to say no, he cannot do anything, so please don't allow to make him stand, he will spoil the things. But what we planned for him, and we had few like 2 3 students, those who were slow learner, we arranged proper bookshelf for them, book stall for them, and where they stand properly, they host for their stall, and they play game properly over there. So it was a good experience for me also, that I when I saw such person, those and he's doing a better in his behavior as well as in his performance. So it was a really nourishing experience for me being a counselor.
So, ma'am, sometimes as we see in job interviews or in news, we can also see like interviewer question like, okay, what is the origin of your name? Or you look exotic, are you a mixed race? So what are your thoughts about this?
That's really true, Shivam, because many time it is happening, and still it is happening in our society. People used to look your resume and CV, and they make a kind of mental set. If he having this name or surname, means this kind of trait he will have or she will have. So this is again, our society is already biased. So I would always suggest to people, uh, recruiters should always focus on the skills or the traits of the person, his or her qualifications, and what are her or his experiences, and then take steps to further decision.
So
Yeah.
as we see, ma'am, in our society, there is discrimination against an individual just because of their parental status. Like we can observe a lot. So what are your opinion about this?
Yeah, I first want to share one more experience of my,
Then
because
please.
this what I have seen. There was a child. He was slow learner, comes under the category of slow learner, and but his father having business of butcher. So what happened when he was giving his exam, and he was not good in maths. He having the problem of dyscalculia, but he was in the 7th class. So the maths teacher, she just saw the paper and said, "You can't do anything in your life. You will be like your father." So this was so hurting for the child. He is trying to do, but if being a teacher, if you are not encouraging child, you are totally discouraging him. So he actually cried a lot. He came to me, "Ma'am, this is how ma'am was saying maths, ma'am. Please tell her, don't take my parental status in this way. Don't take their names in this way in front of everyone, because it's insulting for a child. That how your parents are proud for everyone, right?" So this is how he was feeling. But of course, again, we had taken his sessions, and of course the teacher session also, and we just solved the situation, the problem. Then teacher realized that yes, that was true, I should not speak like this. So it is very important. The parental status is, it is associated with us. But of course, every child, every parent have their own identity, child having their own identity, their own skill and qualities. So we should always judge a person like how he or she is as a human being, not with the parent status, not with the language.
Like as we see, he, if you want to take admission in any college, any government college, or what you can say, if you want to get any job in government sector, there is a reservation policy. So do you think that reservation is a type of discrimination?
um what to say in this regard, because somehow it is a solution also, right? As we belong to, in our Indian society belongs to a patriarchy society basically. And there are many regions where male dominating families are there. There are many regions where female dominating families are there. So uh, being a solution, government has taken out this solution basically to give reservation to particular children, particular categories. So history belongs many things. So I must say, we cannot say that it is good or bad. In my point of view, certain kind of society committee are getting many opportunities, and because of that, the cream people or those who are very good in performance wise, they're not able to achieve what they actually deserve. So I think from my point of view, everything should be equal. There shouldn't be any kind of reservation. Everyone should be on equal level. So it is my point of view. But of course,
Ma'am.
we cannot say for this.
Ki, what are your views about discrimination in like held few years ago as compared to present days? Do you think that things are getting better?
Of course, if we compare the previous time, previous situation, बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हुई हैं जो चेंज हुई हैं, जैसे कई तरह के जेंडर इश्यूज हमारे यहाँ रेज अप हुए हैं। और उनके बेस पे बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशंस निकले हैं, जिस तरह से आज बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ का एक नारा चल रहा है। ऐसा नहीं है, बेटे भी हमारे देश के बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं, और दोनों ही जेंडर को इक्वल हमें समझना है। जो ऑलरेडी चीजें बांटी गई हैं कि गर्ल्स बॉयज आर वेरी एग्रेसिव, गर्ल्स आर सबमिसिव, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट, वी ऑल नो दिस थिंग। गर्ल्स everyone equal in this society, right? तो मुझे लगता है कि हमें ये जो सिचुएशन पहले चल रही थी हमारी आजादी के बाद से बहुत कुछ चेंज हुआ है। न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी ने, सोशल मीडिया ने, मास मीडिया ने इतनी कुछ इम्पैक्ट डाला है बच्चों पे, एडोलसेंस पे, दैट दे आर लर्निंग लॉट ऑफ थिंग डे बाय डे, एंड दे आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग ऑल थिंग्स इन देयर लाइफ। सो इट इज important, whatever we are learning, we should learn again to transform ourselves, कि हम अपना एक बेटर वर्जन दें और उस पे हम वर्क करें, ना कि उन चीजों पे जो हमारे लिए chaos क्रिएट करें या हमारे लिए एक मेंटल प्रेशर क्रिएट करें। राइट, सो आई थिंक कि जब से चीजें चेंज हुई हैं, यस, काफी कुछ चेंजेस हुए हैं, बहुत सारे लॉज आए हैं हमारे यहाँ इस एंटी बुलिंग से रिलेटेड। एवरी स्कूल हैविंग एंटी बुलिंग कमिटी एंड एंटी रैगिंग सेल इन कॉलेजेस आल्सो। वी having a proper POXO Act 2012, um, it is there for the help of children, those who are facing any kind of sexual harassment. So we are, of course, government is doing a lot of things, and of course the educative people, those the young and youth people, they are doing a lot of many changes in our society, and that we wish for our students also, that just to be in your just take initiate always, take initiate and do some changes in your life. Just speak a lot. Yeah.
My last question. Ki, according to you, what changes can be made by the government to overcome this issue? the discrimination?
Yeah, as I told you, many amendments are there related to domestic violence, related to POXO Act, and related to any kind of discrimination. There are many acts are there, and it is still going on day by day. And being a youth, we should also work on that, and we should speak for these things. If somebody is facing any kind of problem, we should speak on that. And our different NGOs, those who are non-government organization, they're also working hard for these things. So many acts are there. So government, of course, is working towards it.
And thank you so much. At last, any message you would like to add for our youth like me?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Youth, of course, is the base of a country. It's a pillar of country. So, my only words are to our youth is just work upon your personality, be happy physically, and be happy mentally, and always work to be a better person in your life, because it's a learning phase, and lifelong we have to learn many things. So we just having hope that our adolescents are only the pillar of our country that can proceed towards proper successful path.
So that's
Yeah,
all my
thank you,
questions are
Shivam.
over. And
Thank you so much,
so
Shivam,
with
for the
this,
wonderful
uh-huh,
questions. And I hope I may be able to fulfill your queries. And if
so
not, so we can we can have more words.
with
Thank
this
you,
we end our
Shivam. I'm
today.
really
Yes,
happy.
ma'am.
I'm really glad, Shivam. I always feel that I am blessed with having such good students in my life, and
Yeah.
to be in such profession, so that I may able to connect with you all. God bless you, dear. And so, can I ask you how many students are you here in your project work?
And there are 5 students with me, including me.
You are there, and I think Rishika is also there.
Yeah, ma'am. And Devansh, Vaishali, and Komal.
Komal. Okay, so you all together work for this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yes, ma'am.
all
We
take
all
up
together.
questions.
Yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy, Shivam, to be connected with you, and so nicely. You are a very nice host, and uh, I wish to do a lot more things with you all. And even if whenever you will get time, so we can do some other things also. If you are
I'm
interested or
sure.
your team is interested in that.